co-chair of our market leadership team, and the entire corporate responsibility department, I want to thank you for being here. I need to take a moment to first thank Dr. David Swanson. He is the senior pastor here at First Presbyterian Church of Orlando, and we are so appreciative of his service as a faith leader in our community, but also as an advocate in our efforts to end homelessness in our region. What I'd like to also do is take a moment to recognize we have several elected officials today, and I will ask that they stand so they can be recognized. Thank you for your service. It's my honor to introduce a lifelong advocate for Central Floridians. He is the former mayor of Orange County, former HUD secretary, U.S. Senator, and our chairman for the Southeast for JPMorgan Chase, Senator Mel Martinez.
Well, thank you all very, very much for being here with us today. I especially and particularly want to say thank you to all the elected officials that are here with us today, and certainly our mayors that are also accompanying us today. The issue of affordable housing is why we're here today. It's an issue that all of us in Central Florida are well familiar with because it's not a new issue to us here. And those of us who've been in leadership positions, as so many of you have in the field of homelessness and whatnot, know that at the root of our problems in this community as it relates to social services, education, healthcare, whatever it may be, is the affordability house in Central Florida is unsustainably housed. That means that their house is something that is inadequate for them, either an overcrowded situation, they're either living in a motel or hotel, or doubling up with other families or in a homeless shelter. Frankly, I know that I speak for all of the leadership that is here today to say that we find this to be an unacceptable situation in our community. The health of our state, local communities, and the future prosperity of our communities are on the line when families lack access to affordable housing. In Central Florida, we're seeing local leaders and organizations working together to come up with innovative ways to solve this very vexing problem. The generosity of this community, which I've known very personally for many, many years, has never been as great as it is today. The focus of our leadership, and I mean by that the elected governmental leadership, exemplified by our two mayors that are here today, has never been more laser focused on this issue of housing. In the last 2 years, JPMorgan Chase has invested more than $2 million to support affordable housing initiatives led by organizations like Crisis Housing, the Central Florida Foundation, Ability Housing, and the Central Florida Commission on Homelessness. They're making great progress. Much is being accomplished, but more has to be done. So today, we're really proud to announce that we're committing an additional $5 million to increase access to affordable housing in Central Florida. Thank you. This funding will go directly to the Florida Community Loan Fund and their partner, the New Jersey Community Capital. Both of these organizations have a successful track record of knowing what to do to build communities, strong communities, and to revitalizing neighborhoods across our state and across the nation. So they're going to work together to increase affordable housing for hundreds of renters by providing capital for innovative housing models, including the development of multifamily rental complexes using repurposed shipping containers. And you see the pictures over there. Bulk purchasing and rehabilitating of REO properties for affordable rental housing. So in other words, taking REOs, perhaps FHA foreclosed properties, to then turn them into affordable rental housing. And then also financing the acquisition and renovation of existing multifamily properties. You will hear more detail from the Florida Community Loan Fund shortly on all of this, but I want to invite now our local leaders, our two mayors, to say a few words regarding this issue. As I've just mentioned previously, both Mayor Dyer and Mayor Jacobs have shown a very, very strong commitment to the issue of affordable housing. Mayor Dyer in the urban core, Mayor Jacobs focusing a lot on the issue of families. That is right at the heart of what this grant is today. It's about families. It's about how we continue to find ways in which we can house families. Our community is really fortunate that we have visionary leadership like Mayor Dyer and Mayor Jacobs that are so committed to making this place we call home a better place to live, work, and play for all of its citizens, for all of Central Florida. So I'm going to call Mayor Dyer to come first, and then Mayor Jacobs to come and share a few comments with you about this announcement today and the issue of housing.
Thank you, Senator, or Mayor. Mayor's the better title, right?
Yes.
Thank you for that great announcement. We are so grateful that our region, the Central Florida region, has been selected as one of the recipients of the JPMorgan Chase Partnership for Raising Opportunity Neighborhoods grant. $5 million over the next 3 years. We will definitely put that to good use. Experts say that housing will be the defining issue of the next decade for America's cities, and I believe that to be absolutely true. We have to ensure that anybody that wants to live in Orlando can live in Orlando regardless of their income. You think about, we've been the region that has experienced the most growth of any region in the country, and it's critically important that we make provision that people can live affordably here. That's why we've made significant investments, the City of Orlando, in developing and rehabbing quality, affordable units, from purchasing 36 acres of blighted property to simply rehabbing individual units. And by growing our affordable housing landscape, it requires a regional approach. I'm thankful to Mayor Jacobs for leading a task force addressing this issue, because Orlando can't do it differently than Seminole County and differently from Osceola County. We're all in this together. Today's announcement once again demonstrates that when we partner and have great community partners, together we can tackle those tough, complex challenges. Thank you again, Mel, and your entire team. Mayor Jacobs.
Thank you, Mayor Dyer. Thank you, Mayor Martinez. We could ask the question, which title do you prefer better, or better still, which one can you get more done, right? There's no place like local government where you can get things done, and there's no local government or region in the world, I don't think, that you get more done than right here in Central Florida. And it's because that incredible culture of collaboration. And it's collaboration not just from city to county and from county to county. It's not just the regional collaboration among elected officials, but equally, or more important, I would say, it's the collaboration of our private sector, our nonprofit sector. And that's one of the reasons we're so excited to be here today to celebrate the announcement of JPMorgan Chase and one of our strongest defenders and champions here in Central Florida, and that's Senator Mel Martinez. $5 million over the next 3 years will go a long way in furthering our efforts to make sure, as Mayor Dyer said so well, that everyone who wants to live here can afford to. More importantly, everyone who works here can afford to. We really need a housing stock that meets the needs of the employees that work here. And we know we have a very, very diverse population serving a diverse set of needs. And we equally need to have a diverse set of housing. But when we talk about affordable housing, I want to make sure people understand that we're not talking about what you might have thought of 10, 15, 20 years ago with affordable housing. We're bringing up developments all across Central Florida right now that show what affordable housing can look like. I see our champions of LIFT out here, and what a great example. We want to see affordable housing as mixed use, where people of all walks of life can live side by side, because no place more than Central Florida has shown that diversity, not just diversity of cultures, but diversity of income, diversity of background, makes us stronger, makes us more united. The closer that we come together, the more time we spend together, the less the differences between us seem important, and the more the commonality of the human bond binds us together. And so that's one of the reasons that we're focusing on affordable housing in a whole new way. Mayor Dyer spoke about the regional effort. We are working with Seminole County, Osceola County, with our cities. Of course, the City of Orlando and Mayor Dyer have been huge champions of finding a common way to address affordable housing. So we're not competing with each other. We're not confusing the marketplace, but we're coordinating our efforts to make the greatest difference in advancing affordable housing. And as I said before, affordable housing like you have never seen before. Affordable housing that doesn't just provide a roof over one's head, but lifts the spirit, empowers kids that are living in those homes to have great dreams and aspire to accomplish those dreams, and to know that they can, because they live with neighbors and friends who have, and to know that their differences don't define them and they don't limit them. So it's a very exciting time here in Central Florida. We're glad to have members of our legislative delegation here, because I hate to tell you, but I spend a lot of time, people ask me for things, and this is going to be one of those times. We're going to need y'all's support in making sure that at a state level there are not impediments to doing the kind of great development that we need, and making sure that there's a home for everyone. Again, to JPMorgan Chase, to everybody involved, to the creative approaches we're going to hear about in terms of financing, God bless and thank you on behalf of all of the citizens here today, but more important, the children that are going to live in these wonderful complexes.
Thank you, Mayor Jacobs and Mayor Dyer, for your remarks, and also for your unwavering support for solving affordable housing here. I'd like to introduce the grantee. Florida Community Loan Fund is a long-term partner for JPMorgan Chase, and we're excited to continue that partnership. I'd like to introduce the Chief Executive Officer, Ignacio Esteban.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, all of you, for being here. I want to thank the mayors, Mayor Dyer, Mayor Jacobs, for your commitment to affordable housing and making sure that in our community people have affordable housing, both rental and for sale. That shared commitment is a commitment that JPMorgan Chase shares. So Senator Martinez, the entire JPMorgan Chase team, and Brent, your leadership in that shared goal is extraordinarily important, and thank you for that. Let me tell you a little bit about the two organizations that are sharing this grant today as partners. I want to recognize my counterpart and friend at New Jersey Community Capital, Wayne Meyer. Wayne, thank you for all the work that you do. We very much look forward to working together. Our two organizations are community development financial institutions, or CDFIs. We both work at a statewide level and have been doing it for a long time. New Jersey Community Capital has been at it for 30 years. We've been at it for 25. Over that period of time, we have supported community development by helping guide more than $1.5 billion to projects that help low-income people in both of our states. Those projects have resulted in over 20,000 affordable housing units in both New Jersey and Florida, and have resulted in about 15,000 jobs. Beyond affordable housing, we also work in community development to help support the provision of services, education, healthcare, nutrition, essential social services to communities in need. The Florida Community Loan Fund is currently working, I'm very proud to be working with Orange County and Ability Housing to provide affordable housing options in Orange County. And we're in the midst of working with the city of Orlando to help bring health care for populations in need in the area. We're super excited about both of those. For that last one, we used the New Markets Tax Credit program, which is one of the things that we have done extraordinarily well. Today in Florida, about 180,000 Floridians that of lesser means are receiving essential services through that program. And the organizations that we help support with it. New Jersey Community Capital has been a leader as a CDFI. In 2012, in response to the foreclosure crisis, they created a very CDFI, or Community Development Financial Institution, solution to the problem by buying in bulk large distressed properties and mortgages, refinancing those and rehabbing the houses and making sure that people that could stay in their homes could stay in their homes. They've expanded that to Florida, and we've been very proud to be working with them with that program in both South Florida and in the Tampa area. This grant will make it, part of this grant will make it possible to expand that work to the Orlando area. They have received national recognition for this work. We are excited about the program because I think we bring two organizations with extremely capable staffs and capacity and complementing expertise to achieve more together than we could achieve on our own. That's, for me, the definition of a partnership. We very much look forward to doing the work that we're going to do in Florida. And as has been mentioned, it really is a three-pronged strategy. The first strategy is to explore new ways of building affordable housing. One of those ideas is the concept of doing shipping containers to be repurposed for housing. Our friends at Crisis Housing Solutions are doing a great job advancing the concept. As capital and finance providers, it's not easy to engage in things that are out of the box sometimes. We're lenders, after all. This grant will give us the flexibility to provide financing that a typical lender might not be able to do. The second step, as I mentioned, is that we're going to expand the work of New Jersey Community Capital and its program to the Orlando area. That program relies on local partners that also are nonprofits to build the fabric of the nonprofit affordable housing delivery sector. And the third part is innovation on the finance side. We will combine both long-term fixed-rate financing and a portion of subordinate debt to achieve affordable housing finance in a way that is difficult to do. Those of you who know the industry know that getting a housing project, an affordable housing project done requires a lot of different sources of capital and requires a lot of stretching by lenders. So we're looking forward to what we can do with that. Again, I want to thank JPMorgan Chase for its leadership. We are delighted that to be recipients of this award and very much look forward to working with our partners. Thank you.
Well, thank you to all of our speakers for being here today. You know, there's two things I want to say that are not related necessarily to this one. Number one, this is a national grant by a firm, and it would not have happened but for the fact that there's a tremendous need in this community, but also because our firm has a lot of confidence in our local team led by Ann Reinhardt and Brent Schmacko, and I'm very proud of them because without their leadership here locally, this would not be happening, and they do a great job. The second thing I wanted to mention is that with the recent natural disasters that have occurred all around us, we're going to have a problem with affordable housing that is going to pale what it has been up to now. And that has to do with a disaster that has happened in Puerto Rico and the fact that the number one community that will be a recipient of these people in such terrible need, looking for a place to be, a place to continue to educate your children and whatnot, is going to be Central Florida. And so while we do have a problem, this problem is not going to be easier in the months to come than it has been in the past. So all of you that provide the local leadership on this whole area of housing and social services in our community, I not only commend you for what you do, but you got your work cut out for you in the months ahead. And hopefully this grant and the creativity that it brings about will generate additional interest by others in this community in continuing this kind of a leadership gift so that we can continue to build more and more affordable housing so that then maybe we'll put Shelley Lawton and her team out of business by creating enough affordable housing in our community. Thank you very much to all of you. If there's some media members, if you have any questions, the mayors are got to be elsewhere, so they're moving on. Oh, a group photo. Mayor, group photo. Real quick. Group photos.
Are we going to cut the check?
No check today. And get in here. There we go.
Hold on, this one's just a test.